Our world is suffering from a bad case of trust deficit disorder. People are feeling troubled and insecure. And trust is at a breaking point. Trust in national institutions, trust among states, trust in the rules-based global order.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 edition of UNIDIR's Innovations Dialogue, organized and brought to you by the Security and Technology Program at UNIDIR, and this year, for the first time, organized in a hybrid format with virtual participation and in-person participation here in Geneva. In this age of digital transformation and interdependence, building an inclusive, secure, and trustworthy digital ecosystem is a fundamental prerequisite for ensuring that the benefits delivered by scientific and technological innovations can adequately be harnessed by all. Clearly, if we're to deliver on the promise of a more secure world in the digital era, in an era that is marked by uncertainty and rapid technological evolution, then we urgently need strengthened bonds of trust. Now, launched in 2019, UNIDIR's Innovations Dialogue aims to achieve exactly that. The Innovations Dialogue provides an open and inclusive platform for all stakeholders, from the diplomatic and policy community, academia, the private sector, scientific and technological community, civil society, to discuss over-the-horizon technologies. The overarching objective of the Innovations Dialogue is to build a shared understanding of both the benefits and the risks posed by new and emerging scientific and technological innovations. Since its inception, the Innovations Dialogue has explored a range of scientific and technical innovations, and particularly those over-the-horizon innovations that are not currently or not yet featured on any formal international security or disarmament agendas. These discussions have included quantum computing, genetic engineering, nanotechnology, and the Internet of Things. This year's Innovations Dialogue, very much against the backdrop of growing concerns around the spread of false information, the so-called weaponization of information, social engineering practices, and the disruptive consequences that these activities have for societies and the stability and trustworthiness of the digital ecosystem. This year's Innovations Dialogue against this backdrop will explore the very notion of trust and will have and take a particular focus on the deepfake phenomenon. Now, what do we mean when we talk about deepfakes? By using this terminology, we're referring to the increasing use of ever more sophisticated AI-enabled tools that are allowing the generation of hyper-realistic, fabricated media content known as deepfakes. In a world where digital forms of communication are ubiquitous, and in light of the recent massive spread of false information in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, the emergence of deepfakes further erodes trust clearly across individual, societal, governmental, national and international levels, and thereby presents a novel and genuine threat to international peace and stability. Now, with distinguished experts from government, academia, international organizations and civil society, over the course of the day, the Innovations Dialogue will aim to unpack and demystify the deepfake phenomenon. It'll explore key governance issues around deepfakes and the technologies that underpin them. It will also venture into the area of technological countermeasures, and it will explore and reflect how the international community can preserve and foster trust in the digital ecosystem going forward. Now, I want to take this opportunity to express on behalf of UNIDIR our sincere gratitude to the generous sponsors of this event. The 2021 Innovations Dialogue is supported by the generous contributions of UNIDIR's Security and Technology Program donors, and these are the governments of Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Switzerland, and Microsoft. Now, I wish you a day of engaging, stimulating, and insightful discussions. And without further ado, it is my great pleasure to invite on the stage my colleague Giacomo Persi Paoli, the lead of UNIDIR's Security and Technology Program. He will be the master of ceremony throughout the day. Thank you very much, and over to you, Giacomo.